Hello from Hyperledger Global Forum Dublin. I'm delighted to be joined by Duncan, Johnston, CEO and co-founder of BTP. Good afternoon, Duncan. Hi, how are you?
Good afternoon.
Duncan, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. Could you introduce BTP to your audience and what you guys do?
Absolutely. So BTP is an enterprise blockchain company. We're focused really on providing all the support that you need as an enterprise for managing and operating not just the distributed ledger technology, but various other capabilities that layered in on top of that.
Now, you're a fantastic champion of Hyperledger. This is your second time membership of the Hyperledger community.
It is, yes. So I actually joined the Hyperledger Foundation early on, around 2016, when I was still with my previous company. And we're long-time members of not just Hyperledger, but also the CNCF, the Cloud Native Computing Foundation.
Now, today, you're going to share us all about the exciting news about a project called Chronicle. So could you share what Chronicle is all about?
Absolutely. So Chronicle essentially is a domain-agnostic, blockchain-backed provenance solution. So provenance is something that pervades pretty much everything we do. And the idea behind Chronicle is to ensure that all the information that you need to store is backed by a blockchain. In this case, it's Hyperledger Sawtooth, which is one of the open source projects within the Hyperledger Foundation.
And maybe you could share with the audience, why is that important and the significance of the announcement today?
Sure. So if you take a step back, provenance really, whether it's to do with digital or physical assets, who owns it, where is it, all of this factual information is something that is absolutely essential, whether you're in the art world, whether you're in energy, so if you're looking at the safety critical sort of parts for a gas pipeline, for example, very topical at the moment, obviously, or you're looking at sort of applications within financial services and many other industries besides. So I think we all know provenance when people say, if I can't prove ownership of a house, a work of art, some other valuable asset in the real world, then it's going to be very hard for me to sell it. And so it's that same fundamental idea that we're bringing forward into the world of distributed applications.
Fantastic. And maybe share with our audience how it's going to work.
So, well, the good thing is that you don't have to know anything about a blockchain or DLT in order to use it. So what we do is we present a GraphQL API, which is a very high-level business API that lets you talk about the domain that you're interested in. And in order to make that work from a sort of practical point of view, you design the domain. So we're domain agnostic. That means that we'll take on any asset, any entity, any activity, anywhere in the world. It sounds like we're going to pick a fight in a bar or something, but no, seriously, you design the topology, and all of this, by the way, is based on something called the W3C Prov-O, provenance ontology. So it's a very solid standard. But what you then need to do is create a topology that really maps to your concepts. Is it artworks? Is it artists? Is it curators? That kind of thing. And so once you have that available to you, you can then actually either store information, which is then behind the scenes then committed to a blockchain, or you can query using the same API. So a good example is you have an application, you want to capture certain key moments, whether it's a traceability application or whether it's anything like that. And then once you've done that, somebody else may want to then independently audit what happened. And so they can then use the same API to query.
So Chronicle's like the ultimate catalog.
Yeah, and actually, weirdly, it's not opinionated. It just stores facts. So whether something should or could or would have happened, the main thing is you have it there. It's recorded for all time.
And just a couple of final questions. If there's particular benefits to having it stored in this one place, is there particular highlights you'd like to share with your audience?
Well, it's obviously not stored in one place.
Yeah, obviously, yeah.
We're at a blockchain DLT.
Yeah, of course.
But no, the idea is, you're really leveraging the immutability aspects of working with a DLT, and Hyperledger Sawtooth is one that we know and have worked with consistently over the last 4+ years. So the idea is that information is then distributed and it's available to multiple parties. So you can either contribute as a party, or you can actually run queries as a party, or you can in fact do both.
So maybe just some key highlights about Project Chronicle and how people can find out more.
Well, the good news is that obviously we've not been shy. We put out an announcement, in fact, yesterday, and the Hyperledger Global Forum amplified that today. So if you go to our website, which is blockchaintp.com, you'll see straight away that there is a link to the announcement. And this talks about the general availability of Chronicle. So it's already in use with a number of customers, but for us, it's now saying it's GA. Anybody can come and use it.
Amazing. Now, so this is your second time a membership of the Hyperledger global community. I think it would be wonderful just to share with our audience the values you see as being part of the Hyperledger community, please, Duncan.
Sure. Well, we got wind of it very early on. So this was when Brian Bellendorf was sort of brought in as the original executive director, and so at the very end of 2015, beginning of 2016. We heard about it, actually, funnily enough, through both IBM and Intel. So they were two of the early contributors. And at that stage, what really appealed to us was we realized even then that the challenge was not necessarily working with the technology, but making it consumable by enterprise. And so that's really our background. Our focus, as myself and my co-founder Kevin, has been on managing large-scale distributed systems. We've done that for many, many years, decades, in fact. So we thought, okay, let's join this community. My previous company had already created an open source project through the Apache Foundation, so I understood the value of being part of a community. You're part of a much broader initiative. And also, in the case of something like blockchain, or now as we say distributed ledger, it's too important to be owned and controlled by a single company. So in those days, the Hyperledger Foundation was very appealing because it was really setting its stall and saying, we will be the focal point for a range of different open source projects and give them the governance and structure they need so that they can't be whipped from under our nose by some evil corp, so to speak. And from those early days, obviously, stayed with the community, saw it grow. Over time, we've seen projects come in and some projects be sunset. So it's a very vibrant community to be involved in, and so it was a natural thing to do it second time around.
Well, Duncan, thank you so much for sharing your insights and experience today. The very best of luck with calling a very exciting project, and enjoy the rest of your time in Dublin.
Thank you very much, Mike. Thank you.